Hey besties, before we start the episode, can we ask you for one small tiny thing that will help us grow the podcast? Just click rate. We love 5 stars though. Love ya! I had no idea what to do in my classroom.
Routines create a sense of safety, which, we feel that, don't we?
You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Today we're talking about transitions.
The handwriting's all gone off, the punctuation's not there. Why? Because I set a 2-minute timer, so they're rushing it.
Well, we are talking
Tidy up.
They just looked at me, but the jobs haven't changed.
In the early years, we have a space called projects and post process.
So, I see your morning routine. I'm going to raise you with an end of day one.
It's that music. Same playlist.
Things that can become a part of our furniture but not used in our classrooms.
Chaos happens.
When you're letting your children out, is there a staggered release time? Because if there is, it's probably for a reason, to stop, again, that zoo happening.
Hey besties, I am so excited because for this season, we are sponsored by the fabulous Now Press Play. Now Press Play is basically immersive storytelling linked to the national curriculum. Ding ding!
For more information about Now Press Play, check out at the end of the video.
Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you about when my morning routine went to absolute chaos. So in the early years, sometimes you can have the children free flowing in the morning. And I decided that's fine. They can free flow in and out. So as the children are coming in and they're also going outside and they're also going to the book corner and they're also going to the toilet and they're also going in the role play area, and getting them together for carpet time was literally come on guys, come on in, it's time to come in now. No, just riding my bike. Come on, I'm just doing a poo. Literally, it was absolute chaos. So I would never ever do that again, but that was my morning routine. I thought it was going to be great. I thought, I'm giving them choice. You can go outside, gentle morning, vibes, do what you want. No, never again. No, I would never do that again, guys.
So, I see your morning routine. I'm going to raise you with an end of day one. Oh. So, imagine this. It's time for end of day routine. Pupils are waiting to go. Some are going. But one decides to stay in school team. They don't want to go because the climbing frame is still at school. I want to be up on the climbing frame and I want to stay here. Now, there's a lot of things I should have considered that I'm going to share with you in this episode, but he just didn't want to leave. He was having the best time. So that's how my end of day routine really unlocked training strategies and really increased my experience in CPD. Hello, everybody.
Hey, besties. Welcome to episode 4, where we are talking
start of the day and end of the day routines. Oh, yes. So what do we mean by these routines?
Literally the first and last 15 minutes of the day. That time where you say, hey, time where you say goodbye.
That's it, honey. So for this one, we're saying goodbye to our P's. We shall miss them because we have, a moment for the P's because we have separate frameworks. So we have the good morning framework and the great end of the day framework. So let's talk about why they actually matter. And we're going to get into the research here because we love it. So the morning, we're going to start with the morning. The morning sets the tone for the day. And in terms of research, it shows that there's increased productivity and focus. Having a well-designed routine can set the tone for a productive day. Studies suggest it can improve focus and concentration throughout the morning, allowing you to tackle tasks more effectively. And we can all relate to that, can't we?
I'm going to read my bit because it's all about improved time management. So it says a morning routine can help you feel more in control of your schedule, which is absolutely because I did not feel that control and that day, by dedicating time to a specific activities in the morning. So you're less likely to feel rushed or overwhelmed later in the day.
Yeah. And I want to talk about enhanced well-being. So all about how morning practices such as meditation, exercise can just really carry throughout the day and really promote feelings of well-being, feelings of calmness, and just really, drive that well-being through the day.
Not only that, this part of the day allows us to boost our pupils' self-efficacy as well. So we've got completing tasks as part of your routines can provide a sense of accomplishment early on, and this can contribute to a feeling of self-confidence and their ability to manage challenges throughout the day.
And I think, is it a TED Talk where it's all about making sure you do a task first thing in the morning, and it's like making sure you tidy your bed, because it's that first sense of accomplishment of I did it. It's going to be a good day, honeys.
It's going to be a good day.
Exactly. Song, anyone? Yeah. But there's loads of research around this, and there's loads of different books like The Miracle Morning, The Power of Habit, The 5 a.m. Club. But I think if we just also, we know the research is there, but if we also just lean in on our common sense, just like your story, Zoe, if we have a bad morning, it's really tricky to recover from. Yeah. And especially in the morning when you've got the whole day ahead of you, it feels like you've derailed the day, doesn't it? So we've got the good morning framework, and this is greet your children, organise resources and organise the classroom, and do a wellbeing check-in. So in theory, if you do all of these 4 things, you're setting yourself up for a good morning. So let's talk about greeting. What is that about? Why do we need to do it?
Absolutely. So I think when we say greeting children, I think we will say hello, won't we? But we could get really stuck in our routine sometimes where the pupils turn up, they know what lesson it is, they take out a certain book, and then we lose that. But actually, our pupils are coming with their own stories and their own baggages every single day. So it's about making those opportunities to greet them, to check in with them. So having those, it might be a special way that you greet them. It might just be a whole class one as well. But make that time to have a special greeting in the mornings. No matter what age your pupils are, it makes a huge impact in the long run. Promise.
It's so important for connection and belonging.
Absolutely.
Because I know that I have been really guilty of staying at my desk and finishing an email or printing something off. And it really matters because when they come in, as they step into that classroom, they should feel that immediate sense of community, love and belonging. And greeting is a great way to do that. Trialed and tested. And we've got the Say Hey Your Way display. Do you have that in your classroom, Evie?
I haven't got it now, but I used it recently for our transition morning when I met my new class. And so that's 100% something I will be adopting.
And that's quite literally having them choose how they greet you, which is really lovely. So then the next thing is organising your resources and the classroom. This is key because I'm very flappy. Okay. So some things for me is I would need to have resources on the table ready. I would always spend 15 minutes before they're coming in getting the resources out on the table, making sure the pens are sharpened. Not pens, that'd be weird. Pencils are sharpened and there's enough of them. Why? Because if you come in and you're the only one on your table that doesn't have a pencil,
I'm kicking off.
It's not a good morning for you, is it? So it's making sure they settle in and assimilate into the day really nicely. Slides are great. I know you love slides, don't you?
The morning slides, the TGMC morning slides. It has noise level. There's always a little message. So some days it might just be, I hope you have a great morning. It could, but some days I might put, how are you going to show kindness today? Other days it might just be, let me know if you've forgotten your PE kit. Just different things. And then their morning job, their morning task, and they know they've learned that routine. They come in, they look at the board. I tested it once because there was a point where I wondered, are they actually looking at this? And so I put a message on there one day saying, if you've read this, give me a high five. And it was amazing. And I forgot that I put it on there, and a child came up to me and held out their hand for a high five. And it took me a second and I remembered, but it was amazing. And I thought, actually, they are reading this. It's huge. But yeah, morning slides,
It's a really great way for you to communicate to all of your children in exactly the same way as well. And if you don't know what the management slides are, if you're listening to it, it's got like that calming GIF Normally an ocean.
Yeah.
Who's an ocean girl here?
Yeah.
And we've got the music on, which is about organising your classroom. As soon as they step in, it's that music. Na, 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 na. Same playlist. Na, 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 na. I'm going to get too much into it. And then exactly communicating to them what they need to do, the visual timetables on there, so they can straight away, you can ease those anxieties. I know exactly what's happening as I step into my classroom. My teacher's already greeted me. I'm feeling a sense of love, belonging. I understand what's happening and I can assimilate really easily.
Can I just say that I use the morning slides in the early years, and it's actually been, I actually went to a point of like, are they actually looking at this? Because is it just for me? But I actually adapted it to put like now and next and then.
And we've got that now in the updated ones.
Yeah, amazing. So we just put it on there, and it's there and it's ready, and the children know, okay, now we're going to have reading for this morning, then next we're going to have carpet session or story, and then we're going to do something else. So I think having those morning slides, it's so nice, and you hear the children talking to each other, telling each other what we're going to do. It's so cute.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
So easy. And
So
it links
effective.
to what you said, Tan, in our first episode of this season. It was Daniel Siegel about controlling, having some element of control in their lives that they know is going to be predictable, regardless of what has happened at home or before they've stepped in the classroom. They know there's that security blanket when they come in of everything being the same. And that's such a gift that we can give them. In terms of organising the classroom, we said music. It might be turning the lights down as well, decluttering.
With the hot weather, closing the blinds. I've got a table that's close to the back of the classroom at the moment, and there's sun right at the start of the day blazing through there, and so children would sit down and immediately I'd see them shielding their eyes. So making sure that those are just shut when they come in. It's simple, but they don't have to sit down and immediately think, oh, I'm uncomfortable. I can just sit down and get on with it.
Yeah, I'm comfortable, I'm happy, I know what's going on. And then our last part of this framework is doing a wellbeing check-in.
Yeah, no, I mean, like we have so many in TGMC. There's so many different ways that you can do it, but ultimately it's about just checking the emotional state of your children right at the start of the day. That's getting to know how they're feeling, how they've come in, and assessing how your day is going to go, and just planning those moments for those children that will need extra time or need that space to just relax and find a quiet time is so important.
Totally. It's that early intervention, isn't it? It's the same with our coming back from play or lunchtime. If you can see a child is actively upset about something, it's not like, well, business as usual. It's that opportunity to say, okay, do you want to fidget, or do you want some Play-Doh, or do you want to go onto that table, calm space, and I'll come and speak to you. It's being able to meet those needs and feelings before they escalate into behaviours. And it's 11 o'clock and you don't know why a child has behaved that way. And wellbeing check-ins are so powerful in meeting that and that early prevention. So this routine is absolutely your bread and butter, which is why it is the Good Morning Club. It really is. It's about starting your day off strong. So let's talk about the end of the day, because your gal can get sloppy, tired, and they can as well. We have to keep reminding ourselves that school is hella overwhelming. It's overstimulating. And by the time we get to the end of the day, we can all feel really fried. So it's important that we get that right. And a little bit of research to back that up. Do you want to talk about the peak end, Evie?
Yeah, so the peak end rule kind of has echoes of what Adrian was talking about in season 2, but is mainly a theory kind of proposed by Daniel Kahneman. And it essentially is that a child's overall experience of something is going to be based on their peak emotional experience during that time and how it ends. So it just shows how important setting that all upright is, because actually what they take off the back of that is going to travel with them.
Yeah, it's about what's at the forefront of your mind, really. It's when people say, how was your day? You're thinking about the last thing that happened, because that's the freshest part of your memory. It's like when you've watched a film or read a book, what happened at the end. Have you ever watched a series and there was a terrible last episode and you're like, didn't like it. Yeah. It really impacts your overall feeling. And that's what happens with the school day. So we have got the great end of the day framework. So this is gradual start. Hello. Gradual start's back. Did we miss her? She's back. We've got read a story, end with highlights, and tidy up. See what I
It
did
does
there?
come back.
Yeah. So we're actually going to start with tidying up because that just makes sense. It would be weird if we were doing it last. I'm feeling anxious. So we would start with tidying up. So let's talk about what that might look like, Soph.
So you can do your timers, you can prep the children, just set a reminder and just carry on. You can gradually start and set that timer so that children know exactly what's going to happen next.
See episode 3?
3.
I knew it. So basically you're doing your tidy up routine. Beautiful. So they've tidied up. Fantastic. What do we do with them? So this is where we call what I like to label a transition buffer. Just happened 5 minutes ago. How's it landing?
Love it.
And this is where you basically have got them all together and you are doing a group activity, which is a closed activity. So for me, it would always be a VUX. I love a VUX.
Me too.
It's calming. It's wonderful. They enjoy it. But it could also be something like a grounding practice or a mindfulness activity. But it's about having that consistency. They know they do the tidy up. You come together as a community and you do an activity. And then we missed you, gradual start. What then happens, Tan?
What you might want to do is if you do have your pupils as a group, it is about sending some pupils first. So back row, you can go first. Or if you're talking about triangles, the group triangles, they can go first, set that example, and then come back. And then the next row can go as well. Keep it calm, keep it quiet. At this point, we've already shared those expectations. Revisit them if you need to. Use this time as a teaching approach if you need to as well. But you've also got your transition buffers as a backup for anyone as well.
And it's about that sensory rest, isn't it? At the end of the day, you really just need that rest for all of your senses. So get ASMR with it. You know, if I tap you on the head, can you go and get your things? They will respond to that. Should we bring back our word? It's contagion, baby. Contagion. But they will respond to that and they will mirror that. So next is reading a story. And there's just so much research in schools, which is fantastic, about the importance of whatever age group you are, reading a story at the end of the day. And there's loads of research to back this up. I'm going to read some of this off. First is neural coupling. Yeah. And this is actually when we hear a story, the brain regions involved in language processing and comprehension activate in a similar way for both the teller and the listener. And actually what happens, which is really beautiful, and it's very similar to what Adrian was talking about in terms of, I always look at you because I know it changed your life, in terms of our classroom as a tribe and a community. When we listen and hear a story, our hearts actually synchronize and our nervous systems synchronize, which is a really beautiful thing that we can do with our children. And again, about that peak end as well. So mirror neurons, again, it's about mirroring those emotions. When you see, and I always think about their little faces when you're reading a story and you look down and they're like, and they're all doing the same face, right? They're completely captivated. And that is mirroring happening in real time. And it's such a gorgeous thing. Okay, we also get a dopamine and an oxytocin release. So dopamine is that reward chemical and oxytocin is about evoking those emotions, love, which again leads back to our community. All good things come from stories. We say yes to stories. So we've done our tidy up time. Beautiful. We're not picking raisins up out of the carpet. Win. Then we've got them all together. We've done the transition buffer. Then they've gone to go and get their things. It's so chill. We've brought them together as a community. We're reading a story. We're loving life. What's the last thing we do, Evie?
As if it couldn't get any peakier at the end.
Peaky Blinders over here.
Anyone that uses positive pathways, a really lovely time to reflect on that. We reached our destination. Look at the progress we've made today. Let's just celebrate all the learning we've done together, that teamwork, that team. Spotted cards, sharing those, or spotted moments, thinking of them there and then. It doesn't even have to be the formal written cards. What did you spot today? Who did you spot? And sharing that together and celebrating all rather than picking individuals necessarily, sharing those proud moments. What have we added to the proud wall today? Kind of generalizing it rather than saying this person's done this one thing. And yeah, that making that celebration for all. So especially thinking about setting up classrooms at the start of the school year, going back to what was previously known as starting the year with a bang, which will now be you belong here, celebrating everyone. And again, just that really peak way to end the day. There's no other way, but yeah, celebrating everything.
And I think what's great for this is using your visual timetable. Look at what we've done. Look at all of the things we've done. It's quite nice for you as like almost the team leader of your classroom to say, whoa, one highlight for me was writing. You were so resilient today, and it was such a joy for me to read your stories. I am so proud of you. What are you proud of for yourself? And rather than going to that hands up, because that can slow the pace, it can also just spotlight certain children. Turn to your partner. What's one thing you're proud of today? You can even structure it of, okay, let's pick one of the lessons, maths. What did you like about maths? Or give them a focus. Who did you spot turn taking, doing amazing collaboration, and have a real focus on and leaving like, yeah, we did this, fantastic. So what do we need to consider if our end of the day, if our great end of the day isn't working, or our good morning isn't working? Where are we going? Tan.
So you just mentioned a great strategy about visual timetables. I think they're one of those things, again, we've spoken about things that can become a part of our furniture but not used in our classrooms, and visual timetables can easily become that. So it's about keeping consistent with that. If it's not working, if people aren't referring to it, what can we change? Because you will notice some children in your classroom that are seeking a visual timetable, but they just do not know how to ask. There are students who can become anxious just before lunchtime. They're not too sure when your PPA is, what teacher's coming next. Something about my story that I didn't share at the beginning was that there was actually a big event on that day, so therefore they didn't get that climbing frame time. Therefore, my end of day routine was kind of messy because this child wanted to have time in the playground that they didn't get. Consider the things that are going to mess up routines and put those proactive strategies in place, team. So have your visuals, have your timetables.
Yeah, I love that.
And for me, it's time. It's making sure you're allowing time for that activity. If you know, tidy up time is going to be 5 minutes, 4 minutes, allow that time and prepare the children, because there's nothing like where you're like, oh my gosh, we've got 5 minutes to go, quick, tidy up. Chaos happens. So you don't really want that. So you really want to make sure that you're allowing time for tidying up. You're allowing time for them to have their gradual start to go and get their things. You're not making it a rushed experience. So it's all about making sure that you're...
Dare I say we're going back to James? Time can be your enemy or your ally. I've also said organisation. So if we are saying, go and get your things, and their things are all over the place, that's going to be really stressful. They're like, but I don't know where mine is. So it goes back to those foundational routines of where are their belongings? Can they reach it? Can they get to it easily? Do they have to reach over someone's head and then their bag falls on their head? It's about, again, back to episode 1, reading in between the lines of those routines. And Evie, you were talking about being aware of the whole school.
Yeah, so similar to what you just said, I know in my school, my year 3's lockers are right underneath year 6's lockers. So actually I know if I say to my year 3's, go and get your things at the same time as the year 6 teacher has said, go and get your things, carnage. Because those lockers are up high and their lockers are down low. And it is just through no one's fault. Everyone's there at once. So it's just being aware of those things. But also when you're letting your children out, is there a staggered release time? Because if there is, it's probably for a reason to stop, again, that zoo happening. Everyone there all at once, like it's a show. And yeah, just being aware of those things and changing things, adapting them if it's not working.
Absolutely. Let's go for the roundup, baby.
So, as we've all determined, and from both our stories this morning, both our stories today, it's so important. The start and the end of the day, they actually matter. And sometimes we can overlook that. So it's making sure that we're making time and we're planning for the start and end of the day.
And using a systematic framework to do that. Just tick it off. Have I got my resources? Have I got the slides up? And you'll be on to a winner. I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, it's time for the song.
We all want it.
I heard you. Just stop going on about it. So this is what we can do together. Oh, God.
This is something for the radio.
On the stop. Yes, what a tune. Okay, so for everything you need, we hope you enjoyed this season. For everything you need for back to school, I'm talking routine slides, back to school lessons, you belong here, TGMC tradition, your whole classroom kit, all in one platform, Q&A. Come and join us at the OG Behaviour Club, www.tgmc.uk. Bye, besties.
Bye.
Hey besties, I am so excited because for this season, we are sponsored by the fabulous Now Press Play. Now Press Play is basically immersive storytelling linked to the national curriculum. Ding ding. Now the girls have not used it before. I have been using Now Press Play honestly since my first year of teaching, and it transforms your classroom. We are going to see what it's like. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm so
Can you
excited.
please pop your headphones on? So basically, you get a set of pink headphones for your class. Then there is a Now Press Play app. And on the app, there are so many different immersive storytelling sessions linked to the national curriculum. So I'm going to play it now. I want to join in, so I'm coming in. Coming in. So it plays a story in the headphones. It also asked you to stand up, which you were well behaved and didn't because we're on the podcast. But let's just show the listeners what it sounds like. This is the trailer.
Here we are.
That's your grandma, and today's an exciting day. Grandma's going to show you what she does for her job.
You and me are going to dig for dinosaur bones.
There's something in the earth.
It looks like a dinosaur's egg.
Something's coming out of the egg. It's a tiny little creature.
We're going back and back. Millions and millions of years. To dinosaur land.
Look up. It's a huge, enormous, humongous dinosaur.
So it basically goes through the story and it makes the listener the character. So it changes who you are at different points. I did this with Miles, by the way. I did the actual dinosaur one. And he's like, it's like, you are now a dinosaur. So they walk around the room like a dinosaur. Then they turn into different things. You are now the egg. You're cracking and opening and you're being born. And it's just the most wonderful thing to do with your children. And in terms of our TGMC ethos, engaging. Yes. Movement. Yes. The power of storytelling. Yes. Collaborative. Community. It is incredible. Now that's not it. Okay. There is also slides that you can do afterwards, quizzes, additional resources. I have done this with so many different classes from reception, from nursery, not nursery, Miles to year 6. And they all absolutely love it. And it's such a special gift to give them. And it's also a great alternative to trips as well. You can go into the hall and you can make it really immersive. What did you think, girls?
Love that. I love
it.
the idea of alternative to trips. Absolutely.
It's brilliant.
Amazing.
And if you are a bestie, you literally just need to tell them you're a bestie and they'll give you a 10% discount.
Love that.
Love that.
Winning, peak end, and you get a 2-week trial. Enjoy, besties.